I decided to sit and talk to you. I don't really want to be on camera right now because I'm not feeling good, and I washed off my makeup. Creature's all nervous because a friend has brought their dog over here and they kind of got into a little bit of a chasing fight. But they're both okay, so he's nervous, but they're already gone and they left, so he keeps staring at the door thinking the dog's here. But it's freezing rain out. You probably can't see it out there too well, but it is like 20 degrees. Never gets like that here. So this is a stormy night. And this morning we had the bail hearing for Benny, and it kind of triggered me a little bit, made me feel really bad. So I'm having a hard time right now.
The victim in this case, or alleged victim in this case, is on the line, listening right now, I believe.
Yes.
From your staff, and would like to address the court. The other thing I'd like to tell you is to give you a little bit of context for the state's motion and any considerations that may follow. Is I have a 20-second voicemail from the defendant that I'd like to play for the court, and I think, frankly, him putting it in his own words does better articulates the threat here than I could possibly put for your honor. So I can do any of that in any order you would prefer.
Why don't we, any objection to me admitting this recording?
Well, Judge, I don't.
Have you not heard it?
I haven't heard this recording as of yet. It's referenced in the police reports. I haven't received it in discovery yet. But
all right. Go ahead and play it, and then we'll discuss whether you need authentication or anything like that.
I expect the victim on the line will be able to authenticate for us.
Yes.
There you go. All right, Judge.
Fucking phone. You need to answer the fucking phone right now. Before I'm gonna lose my shit and drive over there and beat the fucking shit out of you. I don't give a fuck if you say this or let anyone hear this, because they will not be able to save you. I will beat the fucking shit out of you. Fucking call me back now.
It is the state's understanding, Judge, that that voicemail immediately preceded some of the criminal allegations in this case, in which the defendant did, in fact, go to the victim's residence and then attack her, leading to a number of the charges that the defendant faces presently. Regarding a legal argument, Judge, it is the state's position that though it is, I guess, an unsettled question of law given the recency of this change to our release hearings, that felony strangulation is, in fact, a violent felony as contemplated by the statute. It does qualify for preventative detention, especially given the facts as articulated in the state's motion. I understand that defense takes a different perspective, and that the court's practice has been to engage, I'm told, in a, I guess I'll say, factual evaluation of whether the charges as alleged and the evidence presented to the court did constitute create a threat of serious physical injury to the alleged victim in this case. And it's my position that the evidence we presented to you is that the answer is unequivocally yes. Furthermore, the victim on the line, I believe, will be able to provide you with more information on that point. I'm asking that you grant the state's motion for preventative detention in this case, and that be the end of the release consideration.
I feel like the DA, the district attorney, is on my side. That's my lawyer, works for the state. And I felt like they did a good job explaining why he shouldn't be released and how he's done this to other women, how he's beat other women, and how he's pled guilty, but, you know, he didn't get jail time for some reason. Don't know why. And the other thing that gets me is his mom had bailed him out last time this happened. And if she hadn't bailed him out, you know, this never would have happened to me. And so I hope that he doesn't get bailed out this time and he comes after me, or he comes after another girl or whatever. So I spoke and I explained how violent he is and how his anger is and a little bit of what he did. I'm not supposed to tell the whole story at a bail hearing. And, you know, I'm nervous to do stuff like that. I had to do it over the phone, and I did film it, but for some reason I can't find it in my camera. So that's weird. And then magically all of the text messages I had been saving of him as evidence of him contacting me is gone too. So I don't know if I'm just getting upset and accidentally deleting stuff or what's going on. And I'm sure he's gone and made up some story about me to justify his behavior. But is there really any reason to kick in someone's door and try to kill them? Like, is there any justification of that? You know, I'm a pretty calm person. You can pretty much just reason with me or talk to me if you're upset about something. There's no reason to violently attack me. So, I'm sure he's made up a story about me. And I couldn't believe that he got 4 people to show up in the courtroom to say he was a good guy. Who thinks he's a good guy? Why would you be on his side if you heard that he did this? And then you hear the voicemail? Are you serious? I don't know who the people are because I had to talk on the phone, so I couldn't see the courtroom. But I am in shock. And I guess he pled guilty to his other case. There was another case in Washington where he beat up his ex-girlfriend. He pled guilty because he's just trying to avoid jail time. And he's trying to avoid prison because he's very afraid of prison. And I guess they had him do some classes, and I'm sure he had to pay a fine or some mental health help. And the judge said, oh, it sounds like he's doing everything he can. What more can he do? He is not a risk to you. You are not at risk of him. I go, oh, I am not at risk?
All right, so Ms. Zoul, what else do you want me to know in making a determination whether to hold him or release him pending trial?
I want you to know that he is extremely violent and extremely angry, and I have never witnessed somebody so violent in my entire life. When he's angry, it is like he is possessed by a demon. He has no limits, okay? I truly believe he will end up killing somebody, and after he hears me say this and you release him, he will probably come here and kill me. He has held me against my will multiple times. I am relieved that he is there and not able to hurt me or anybody else, because he has done this to multiple other women before me. This is not going to stop. It's not. He has been to anger management. It did nothing. He's been on medication. It did nothing. He's been in psych wards. It's done nothing. He is mentally ill. And that's no excuse. This is not going to be a behavior that ever changes.
Okay, and I think this incident all happened about a year ago, is that right?
Right.
Have you had contact with him since then?
I had to protect myself, because you wouldn't arrest him. And he's threatening me that if I even told you guys everything that happened, he was going to hurt me.
Are those threats, were they made in the intervening year before the incident that resulted in his arrest?
It was after. He told me he was going to hurt me if I told everything that happened.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
And just to fill out the timeline for you, that as referenced by the victim, it is my understanding that the defendant was on release for a separate domestic violence case in Clark County, Washington, or Southwest Washington at the time of this offense against this victim. He was then indicted here, and then there were intervening, as you stated, a number of months, up to possibly a year. I haven't done the math, before he was arrested on the warrant stemming from that secret indictment. And so that's the timeline for you, Your Honor, and it also serves to point out his failure to abide by court orders and his willingness to commit new crimes while on release.
Okay, thank you. I am admitting the recording as an exhibit to this proceeding. Mr. Biella, what do you want me to know?
So, Judge, you know our position on whether or not this is a violent felony, whether Your Honor determines whether or not legally this qualifies as a violent felony. I think doesn't matter because currently Mr. Vinson doesn't present as a danger to the public or victims. As Your Honor notes in the exhibits that I forwarded, he has been going to court in the state of Washington for the past year. He's been engaging in domestic violence treatment and was on his way to successfully completing it. He is also engaged in mental health treatment and DBT. If he was released, Your Honor, he has to go and report to probation because he's resolved this case in Washington. He's going to be under electronic supervision there. He's going to have a probation officer. And he's going to have a number of obligations, which are to continue with his mental health treatment and domestic violence treatment. So, Judge, he doesn't, right now, he currently has about as good as you could have a system set up to supervise him while this case is pending. In addition, he's got a lot of support in the community. He has at least 4 people here, 3 of whom I think would qualify as responsible third parties. They're in their courtroom here, present in a couple of rows. So I think we have 3 people who could act as a responsible third party who could live with him and ensure that there are no violations of conditions of release and get him to court, which I think he's shown that he will do over the last year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Freeman, I want to hear from you, and I'll sort of explain where I'm at. I have no difficulty finding this as a violent felony, but the length of time that there's not a lot of activity or problematic behavior from Mr. Vincent makes it difficult for me to see how he continues to pose a threat in spite of the very violent allegations. So I would like you to address that. So, as I said, I have no difficulty finding this incident as a violent felony, as I believe that there was a threat of serious physical injury here. But I feel that the state fails on the prong of him being an ongoing threat because of this intervening time period being so substantial without additional issues, and the evidence that was presented by the defense of his engagement in mental health treatment is very appropriate for circumstances like this. However, Mr. Vinson should be released on substantial conditions. He will be released to a responsible third party approved by the court release office. He must reside with them and obey all house rules. I'm imposing a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and house arrest conditions. He may leave for counseling, medical, or legal purposes only.
He got a bail of $50,000, which means they bring the bail as actually $5,000 is really what it comes down to. I'm not sure he can pay that. I'm not sure his mom will pay it. I don't know what's going to happen. It is Christmas time, and I'm worried about that people are going to try to help him, and because it's Christmas. And that's a concern of mine, because we're like 2 days away from Christmas. And I didn't realize how much this was going to emotionally affect me. And I'm having some real issues, like within myself. And I can't really put it into words. But it's making me feel like I can't do this. And I know I have to. I have to for the future women out there that he might come in contact with. And I might save a life. And I keep reminding myself of that. But it's really, getting to me. And why I have to keep going through these dramatic situations that really just take a toll on me. And then it's like people want to fight me about it. Like they want to fight me about it. Like they know anything about what they're talking about. You want to tell me how I'm supposed to feel, how I'm supposed to deal with it. You're not me. You aren't in the situation. And for a judge who clearly has no mental health training is going to tell me I'm not in danger. Oh, yeah, because I'm sure you know, right? I'm sure you know. Concerns me, really concerns me about this case. And I really wish, I'm hoping when I go and put my footage in the computer later, that the footage is going to be there of me recording what they said over the phone. But this is, man, it's like they just want to hurt the victims more. They really, you know, I just felt like she was protecting him. And the whole thing was because it has been a year. Okay, it has been a year. And they're trying to tell me, well, has he shown up at your place again? Yeah, he's contacted me. I showed you the text messages. You know, he tried to ask me to have sex with him. And stuff like that. Then he sent some other weird message about, oh, that he loves me and he's always wishing me the best. It's like, yeah, right. You just want to start the cycle over again with me. You know, they have to play it all sweet and, oh, everything's fine. And then enough time goes by that they just snap and do it all over again. It just doesn't stop. And I knew to like not get involved. And I don't want to see him. I don't even like him. I can't even imagine anyone, he has any friends. And the only people that I can think of that would have showed up at the court to you know, say, oh yeah, he's a good guy, would have to be people that don't know him at all. It would have to be people that he works with at a recycling center, because that's the only job he can get. He can only work at a recycling center because his record is so bad with felonies, he can't get any other job. Or the people he goes to the gym with that don't know him at all. And I know that they don't know him because I saw them in Vegas when he went to that jiu-jitsu tournament, and he was a completely different person. He doesn't even talk the same way. It's weird. So he's just a real life, you know, psychopath. And that's not me being funny. It's a real diagnosis. It's a real condition. It's antisocial disorder. Antisocial personality disorder is a psychopath. That's what the technical term is. So remember that one. Because when I first heard it, I thought it was just like having anxiety. You know, because I have social anxiety. I thought, okay, so he has a different, you know, type of social anxiety. No, it just means you're absolutely psycho and you can't control yourself and you make up stuff and you're just, you know. So that's where we're at. And I'm going to try to go to sleep. I'm going to probably be snowed in and iced in for a couple of days. Luckily, I stocked up on food yesterday. And I'm home most of the time anyways. Just Creature and me. He's still worried if there's a dog here. But there's no dog here. No one's here anymore, Creature. We're home alone now. So I told you I'd take you along with me on my thoughts as the process goes on, and I feel like it's not going well. But they did say if he does, you know, get bail, then he has to be on an ankle monitor. But they're not going to put it on him at the jail. He has to go make an appointment and go to a different office and go get it put on. And I think you have to pay like $250 a month for it, which he can't afford. And I don't think he should get any hope of getting out. I feel like that would be giving him hope. He doesn't deserve hope. He doesn't realize what he's done to other people, and it's his time, you know, to pay the price. Not just for me, but for the other girls. And I don't even know these other girls. I don't know these other girls. But I feel like a responsibility as a woman. You know? Us women, we don't really like stand up for each other like we should. You know, we really need to look out for each other. And with men, you know, especially with men. So, and oftentimes, you know, You want to be mad at the other woman. Oh, well, she's taken my man away, or, you know, she's the one causing the problem, and, oh, she must be lying. But no, oftentimes it's just the guy trying to get away with something. And we don't want to blame the guy because we have feelings for him. And we want to believe they really want us. But they're doing the same thing with everybody. So, whenever there's a real issue, like you think he's cheating or there's a girl in the way, just go talk to the other girl. You'll find out everything you need to know. Trust me, you will. Anyways, I'm kind of going on and on here with my random thoughts. I'm going to try to go to sleep. I think it's like 1 o'clock in the morning now. So, we got the heater on. And I'm gonna try to see if Creature will cuddle with me. So, I will keep you updated. Well, it did snow last night, as you can see. And it's in the 20s right now, 20 degrees. So we are below freezing. So I got a bunch of blankets here. 3 blankets. As you can see, 3 blankets to try to keep warm. Got the heater going. I haven't figured out what I'm going to watch on TV. Creature is still afraid to come downstairs because he thinks the dog's here. He wasn't meowing today. He didn't come downstairs with me to get my protein shake and my vitamins like he normally comes down the stairs. He's still thinking about it. Yeah, no one's here. You're fine. I know you're nervous, but you're okay. It's just us. It's just us. You're fine. Come on. Come on, it's all right. Yeah, you're okay. See, he's unsure. You're okay. You're fine. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, come on. Let's go downstairs. Yeah, you're all right. No one's here. You're fine. Come on. Come on, Creature. We'll see if he comes. Creature, you gonna come? Yeah? You gonna come? You're okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Usually he just runs down these stairs. Okay. All right. Well, you can still think about it. All right. And I haven't made my protein shake yet. I just wanted to show you the snow. So I'm going to go in there in the kitchen and do that. And try to wait for my house to heat up. Let's see here. See all the wine I got from Costco? Because I'm like, I don't know how many days I'm going to be snowed in. Got all that over there. Okay. And I got this really good, this is actually good. This Mediterranean tray with a bunch of olives and cheese and stuff from Costco. And quinoa salad, Costco. Shrimp cocktail, salmon. And there's a tiramisu that I plan to take over to my parents' house for Christmas. So, we're okay for a little bit. So let me get, well, I guess, how am I going to get my day started? Where am I going to go? Nowhere. I'm just going to probably make some food and watch a movie. Because I'm snowed in. Okay. Look at Creature. Yeah, you're okay. You're fine. You're my kitten. I wouldn't tell you to come down if it wasn't safe. Look how slowly he's walking. You're okay. Yeah, no one's here. You're okay. Come on. You're okay. He's smelling because the dog was here. You're okay. Come on. No running down the stairs today, huh? You're going to peek around the corner and see if anyone's there. No one's there. That's how much he got scared of that dog, that he's still worried about it. No one's here. Do you want me to pick you up and we walk around the house and I show you no one's here? And you're safe? I can do that. I can pick you up and show you no one's here.